Hi everybody, it's Julie. It's Friday afternoon. I had to do this to get this off my chest because I've just been feeling so heavy-hearted. A couple days ago, this 2-year-old boy was attacked and mauled and killed by a dog at the party he was attending, and I just cannot stop thinking about this since it happened. And it just feels wrong being in the profession that I'm in and having the knowledge that I have to just read the story and keep scrolling and not talk about it and not use this to educate somebody else so that maybe we can prevent this from happening in the future. And if even one person takes anything from this video and uses it and prevents something from happening in the future, then it was worth it. So I don't know if you guys have seen the news, but a 2-year-old was bitten and attacked and mauled, I guess, 2 days ago by a dog at a family function that he was at as they were leaving, and the little boy actually died. The family had had the dog for 5 years. They had said no problems prior. Everyone's very confused as to why the dog randomly did this. They said it happened out of the blue. And like for me as a professional, I look at the big picture and I think, oh my gosh, dog wandering around a family event and a party all day, playing with kids. To me, I think trigger stacking and over arousal and overstimulated, and the bite happens at the end of the day when the dog is very tired. There's a lot of moving parts. The family's getting ready to leave. The anxiousness is going up. And unfortunately, toddlers, babies, and kids have movements that are unpredictable, erratic, and can trigger a prey drive in dogs. Similar to the drive that they would use to go after a squirrel, a deer, a skunk, a possum. The noises that babies and toddlers and kids make can trigger that part of the brain to turn on, and they're not seeing this as a human child. They're seeing it as prey. And so that's when the attack happens. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but we hear about this all the time. Not necessarily with babies and toddlers, although sometimes we do. We hear about dogs attacking other dogs. I wouldn't say all the time, but I get emails daily. Small white puffy dogs that trigger prey drive in dogs. And when we talk about drive, there's different types of drive. So there's ball drive, tug drive, food drive. Those are all things that you build with toys and you say, turn on your drive and let's play, or go chase this frisbee. But prey drive is something that is genetic in their DNA, that is a very primal part of their brain that they are born with. It's there. And some dogs are more drivey than others. We always call them a little more gamey than others. And that drive, it can be very dangerous if it turns on, over a baby crying, or, they're on the walk and they drag their owner down to go to that squirrel. And the dog, the way we experience it is they're not home upstairs anymore. Like whoever that dog's name is, all the memories you have with that dog, that is not that dog anymore. It's the gamey part of their brain that they're just not home. They're going after that thing. And these high power breeds will grab onto it, and they're designed to shake it until it stops moving. And that is the scary part. Okay, I don't mean to sound so scary right now, but once you've seen it happen, it changes you. And hearing about this story so close to home, it happened a half hour away from me. This 2-year-old little boy was attacked and died by the family dog at a party. I have a 3-year-old boy, so I just have been very affected by this story. And I'm just trying to help people understand it didn't happen out of nowhere. The dog just didn't decide to say, I'm just going to attack him for fun. Something triggered the brain to go into drive, and it went. And everyone in the room said the dog refused to let go. Okay, so that to me sounds like predatory aggression. Where the dog probably had trigger stacking all day, and then the end of the day comes, people are coming and going, it's turned on. How can we prevent this in the future? Well, just so you know, every single owner, every single dog that leaves our program in the go home packet for every single dog, whether it's a friendly English Lab or a high drive German Shepherd. They all get the same instructions. House parties, family gatherings, family functions, backyard barbecues, pretty much anything that's going to have a lot of moving parts, we always advise to crate the dog. Always. Because it is the safest spot for dogs to be when humans are having a function where the stress is higher than normal. There's food out. People are coming and going. Kids are running around. And even if you don't have a dog with high drive, let's say you've got a really friendly, goofy English Lab, he can still knock people over when he jumps on them. They can still slip out the door. They can clear a whole coffee table full of drinks with their tail. I've heard of dogs jumping up on the counters and eating entire birthday cakes at birthday parties. So like my point is, even if it's not serious, like a 2-year-old boy dying, it's still the safest place for your dog to be in the crate for these parties. And make sure you're practicing crate training daily so that when you do have an event like this, it's not your dog's first time in the crate in months. And now it's like, oh my gosh, we're having a birthday party and the dog's screaming. We can't even have people over, barking, screaming. So if you can crate train your dog daily, not have guilt about not having the dog out during these parties, fulfill them before and after the crate. So take them on a walk, play with them, whatever. Party comes, put them in the crate, frozen Kong with peanut butter, pumpkin, radio on, crate cover. Now everyone can breathe and we can have the party. And guess what? There's zero risk for something to happen because the dog's safely put away. And I can't stress enough that if there's going to be kids at the family function, or you're taking your kids to a house and there's a dog running around that you don't feel safe with, you can say, I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable having my 3-year-old or 2-year-old walk around this house when there's dogs running around, unsupervised. Like that is okay to say. And if you're the house owner or you're throwing the party, don't feel guilt or don't let people guilt you into taking your dogs out of the crate. It is the safest place for them. Okay? And it's just, dogs start to make, the higher the arousal level, the poorer the choices the dogs are going to make. It's just fact. You know, you see people at baseball games drinking, acting different than they do at their professional job in the office. It's sort of comparable to that. So your dog is going to be highly aroused, highly energized, and acting different than they normally do day to day because there are so many moving parts. There's people everywhere. There's food everywhere. There's excitement. And unfortunately, in this situation, it was like so dangerous to have this dog out and moving around, and nobody knew until it was too late, and a 2-year-old boy lost his life. So I just had to make this to get this off my chest. If you guys are having people over to your house, crate your dog, be safe, don't take any chances, especially with dogs and kids. If there's any guilt in your head about that dog being in a crate during the house party, think about this situation. And then when everything's over, you can take a breath and say, wow, like we just had a great party, a great time. We avoided any possible issues at all. Go get your dog out, take them on a walk, enjoy them. Okay, drop any comments that you have in the comment section. I hated to make this video, but I just couldn't stop thinking about this dog attack and a 2-year-old boy losing his life with a family dog. So it's just a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. In case you guys haven't heard or you're just joining, about a half hour away, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, a 2-year-old boy was attacked by the family dog at a birthday party at the house that he was at, and he died. So he had cardiac arrest from the bite. They said that the dog just attacked out of nowhere, bit on him, and then would not let go. So it was right as people were leaving the party, and it just really shocked everybody. And I've already explained what I think may have happened. I wasn't there, but I explained how babies and toddlers and small children can somehow turn on prey drive in dogs, and they don't view that as a human child or a baby or a toddler. They're seeing it the same way they see a squirrel, a skunk, a deer, unfortunately, and for a second there, they're not home. That gamey, primal part of their brain is on. And that's when people say, oh my gosh, it happened out of nowhere, when if you rewind the tape, you could probably see that dog amping up, amping up, amping up. The ears will go up, the forehead will wrinkle, they'll zone in, and then they go. But if you're not trained to look at it, the dog just looks like it's walking around, but nobody sees the trigger. So anyway, my point is, crate train your dogs, crate your dogs for gatherings, parties, barbecues, any event like that. And don't be afraid to draw a boundary if you're bringing your child to somebody else's house and they have their dogs running around and it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's okay to not let your kids run around a house that has dogs also running around. All right, so I feel better. If anyone has any questions or needs help crate training advice or any questions at all on dogs, babies, toddlers, and kids, please send me a message or drop a comment below, okay? Everyone have a good weekend. Love to you all. Stay safe out there.